Injuries first, how are Ben and JJ coming on?
Slowly, unfortunately. Both are still getting discomfort, so this weekend's too early for them. So really frustrating, not just for me and for the rest of the group, but frustrating for them. You know, being injured's a horrible time, and we're just trying to help them through it, and we're having to be patient. We've waited a long time for JJ, and it was just so disappointing that he got that little bit of a setback the day before he was going to be introduced back to the bench. But we're just going to have to be patient, and he is as well, because he's really frustrated. He's had a really tough time this season with us, last season with Rotherham, but hopefully we'll get good news on him soon. Ben's improving. There's definitely some improvements there, but he was just getting a little bit of discomfort on some of the work he's doing. So again, we're just having to tread really carefully and hope that it all settles down quickly.
Did everyone come through Tuesday okay, the likes of Finn and Hunt's first game for a while?
Yeah, everybody came through it okay. Jack Ellis came off because he was just tightening up a little bit. He was getting a bit stiff, which, to be honest with you, that's probably what I expected. Finn wasn't ready to start that game. We needed to just be patient with Finn a little bit, but we didn't expect Jack to get through the full 90 again because he's not played for a while. But no, they all come through fine. Jack's was just stiffness more than tiredness more than anything. So with the extra couple of days, he's fit and available for the weekend as well as Finn.
Any news on any players coming in?
No, we're still trying. We're trying to get things done, but it's a really slow process. You know, there's clubs are asking for big fees, which, you know, they're like, I was asked the other day about Jake Young, and I said we couldn't afford him. That's not what I meant. I just said that I didn't. What I meant to say was that the fee that we're being quoted was very, very high, and if we felt it was good business for the club, we could have done something. But I didn't feel it was good business for the club as much as I thought Jake Young was a good player. I don't know how it got leaked out that we were interested in him, but it did. But we're in a position where we can bring players in. We're not in a position where we can go spending ridiculous amounts of money. We have to do it within the realms of what we think is good business, because although we've got a new ownership group who want to take the club forward, we still have to be sensible about the way we go about it. So we are trying, we're looking to get the bodies in that we think can help us, and we'll keep doing that until we get them in or until the window closes.
Some news going out with Edmo heading over to Australia?
Yeah, I mean, this was something that's been going on in the background, and I only found out about it quite a long way down the line, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think one of the first things I'd heard was that Ryan had ended the lease on his apartment in Carlisle and had moved out, which surprised me a little bit. But after speaking to him, this opportunity has come for him to go over to Australia. He wants to do it. The fact that he's moved out of his apartment tells me his head's already there. So I want players who are absolutely committed to help us get out of the situation we're in. Ryan's been a decent servant for the club. It probably hasn't worked out as well as we all would have liked to. Last year was disrupted because of injuries and whatever else. But he's made the decision. He wants this next stage of his career to be in Australia. So we've agreed to let him go, and we wish him all the best, thank him for what he's done, and we move on.
Any other outgoing anything?
No, I'm not expecting anything at the moment. There's not been any inquiries for any of our players and nothing. We go with what we've got. We do have some players who I would consider allowing to go out if clubs make inquiries for them, but we can't be, you know, we can't do both sides of it. We can't be a seller and a buyer, so we need clubs to inquire about them before we can do anything. So we go with what we've got. I want to have options, so we've got options. We've got Terry Ablade, he's coming back fit again. Jokel Anderson, we've had bad news on him. He was back into training and doing it, and he's landed on his shoulder again and refractured the same thing, which is a bit of a surprise because we had him re-scanned and it looked like the fracture had healed, but it's broken on the same spot again. So horrendous for Jokel, and not great for us. So again, it's another player we're going to be missing. So I give you good news with Terry back fully fit, or fully fit to train anyway. And then I have to give the caveat that we've got a negative one, but it's the nature of the beast at the moment. Things not particularly going our way on that side of it, but we've still got enough. We've still got enough in our group to take to a game on Saturday that we really want to go and do ourselves justice. We want to go and continue what we did on Tuesday at Barnsley, but be even better. We all know we can be better in front of goal. We all know we can be better in the final third with our decision making and that final pass, final cross, final shot, whatever it might be. But we go in there with a determination to get ourselves started.
Tuesday, even though we didn't get the result, I'm sure it'll have given the lads belief that we can be better.
Oh no, absolutely. You know, and that we know that there's more ability in there than we've shown. You know, the league table doesn't lie. I'm not going to stand here and say we don't deserve to be second bottom, because we absolutely do. When you've only got 20 points after 28 games, it's a problem. We all know that, but we also know there's enough games to change it. We're not going to hide away from it. We've let ourselves down. We let ourselves down on Tuesday night in certain areas of the pitch. But there's a real desire and there's a belief that came from the way that we played on Tuesday. The truth of it is, though, there's no point doing it away at Barnsley and not doing it in the next one, which happens to be Cheltenham. We have a great opportunity. If we go and perform like we did, then we'll take whatever comes. It's when we have performances like we did against Cheltenham at home, that's when it's really difficult to take.
Having already played 3 more games in Cheltenham, does it feel like a must-win on Saturday?
Well, it's a must-win for me in my mind, because it's the next one for us. And you know, I keep saying it, we will run out of games. We've got 18 to go going into that one. If we can get the 3 points, it takes us level to them. And yes, we do still have games that we've played more than them. When you're at the bottom, games in hand don't always count for anything, because you have to win them. The truth of it is, we know that over these last run of games, we have to win more games. It's as simple as that. We need to be collecting a hell of a lot of points, enough points at stake to go for, but we know that we need to be, you know, we need to be minimum of doubling our points in these 18 games. And what a brilliant challenge to have. I'm still not going to stand here and say I wish we weren't promoted, because I'm delighted to be at League One, as tough as this is. And this has probably been one of my toughest seasons I've had to deal with, certainly as a Carlisle manager. I think this is tougher than the season that we got relegated down to the conference. But I'm loving the challenge. It's making me go grey more, it's making me go bolder. But I'm really enjoying the challenge, and I want us to stay challenging. I want us to improve even more than what we did on Tuesday night. And a great opportunity comes on Saturday at Cheltenham to do that.
Less than a month since we played them as well. Does that make it any different?
Well, there's been some changes in that month for us. There's possibly some changes for them. There's talk that Goodwin's going to be leaving to go to Oxford. I'm not sure if that's gone through yet. So there's changes on their side. I'll be really honest with you. I don't think we can play as badly again like we did with the Cheltenham game at home. I really don't think we can concede a goal as bad as the goal we conceded against Cheltenham. And you look at that game, it was 2 teams who were struggling, and it was probably a 0-0 draw should have been the result, because it was a horrible game of football, horrible windy conditions. It's a game I've watched back in the last 24 hours just to remind myself of what it was, and thankfully I'd forgotten how bad it was. But we've got to go there with a clear mind, a clear belief that we can go and get 3 points out of that game. And if we perform anywhere close to Tuesday, we'll give ourselves a real good chance.
We sold close to 500 tickets again, which is another fantastic effort.
And it's brilliant. I mean, it's time for us now. It's time for us to do something. You know, we're getting the support, we're getting the backing, home and away. Now it's time for us to stand up and do something that gives them something to smile about. I thought the fans on Tuesday were magnificent, the way they applauded the players off, encouraging the players. I want them to be celebrating. I want them to be celebrating 3 points. I want the players to get that feeling of getting 3 points. And let me tell you, I also want it for myself as well.